Hello. This video will be covering a bunch of general lore for Frozen Soul. And since I intended it to be for beginners, I will also try to keep it as spoil-free as I can. But if there are ever spoilers, I'll put text on screen showing where to skip to. There's 3 parts to this video. The characters, which is just Nashatra, the groups, which will mainly be about the sleepwalkers, rose seekers, and fissure, and then we'll end the video with miscellaneous things like Apollo and Dionysus. With all that out of the way, we can begin the video with Nashatra. Nashatra Bealdhild is the person we play as in Frozen Soul. We don't know too much about her past, but we do know that she doesn't seem to be too proud of it. She leans towards Apollo and her element is water. She was born in 99408 in New Divodora. We know nothing of her childhood, but we do know that as a young adult, she was found by Sergei Baskins and recruited into the Rose Seekers. She trained for an unknown amount of time, but it was likely a few years, and she was trained by a fellow sleepwalker named Adelaide with some additional help from Toazuku, an astromancer. Nash and Adelaide became very, very close during her training. When she was sufficiently trained, she was shipped off to Windy Island in order to help stabilize the dreamsphere, which marks the beginning of Frozen Soul. She adopts the fake name of Valencia, and we can see in Frozen Soul that she does not easily give her trust to others and likes to keep her cards close to her chest, but she is not often rude and is also very curious. Now we can move on to the factions. First is the Sleepwalkers. Nash and Adelaide are both sleepwalkers, along with some others in the story. They can move between the waking world and the dreamsphere by sleeping in the waking world or the dreamsphere. Sleepwalkers are naturally better with psi magic than others, though anyone can be a good sorcerer with training. Because of their psi, they are able to see danger before it strikes, which can end up saving them or at least diminishing any blows that they take. But this ability only works in the dreamsphere. Sleepwalkers also have a close relationship with astromancers. We know little of astromancers, with the only member we know of being Toazuku. Astromancers and sleepwalkers have been working together for 1,000 years, as said by Nodin, with the sleepwalkers laying the foundation for civilizations and the astromancers restoring the natural world within the dreamsphere. Next up is the Rose Seekers. The Rose Seekers have been around unofficially for an unknown amount of time, but officially they formed after the events of Ghostwrite, which is currently an unfinished game. They seek to uncorrupt and stabilize the world, probably the dreamsphere or maybe the dreamsphere and the waking world, it's never really stated. Notable members are Nash, Adelaide, and Sergei Baskins, the guy who recruited Nash and gave her the Sword of Bunker Hill. Then there's the Khazar Corps. They were formed by the Legacy Nations as a response to Fissure's aggression. They consist of many nations, but we only know of Baroniza, New Divodora, and the United Places of Robloxia. We don't really see them do too much, but 2 notable events are when they bomb the Fissure Lab and Ocean Lab, and when they try to kill Nash in the cutscene after Here's to I and Inheritance. The last faction is Fissure. Fissure is a corporate empire led by Wee Gottman. They are the biggest faction during Frozen Soul, and their influence can be seen in many dreams. They've conquered many of the nations within the Dreamsphere, and they've started a war with the Legacy Nations, a stand-in for the UN. They have bases and labs set up across the Dreamsphere, with their presence being in Outpost 18, Ocean Lab, Tenterhook, Frozen Edge, Frostspitality, and in Tenmu with the advanced submarine they have stationed there. They also fought and conquered snowbanks in Tenmu, which is most likely the reason Tenmu is so desolate and abandoned. Now we can finally move on to the miscellaneous stuff. First is Psi. Psi is the psychic energy that manifests the magic seen in the Dreamsphere. While it is possible to use Psi in the waking world, it is significantly weakened. We don't know why, but it may be due to the fact that the waking world is heavily industrialized, with nearly no areas that haven't been touched by factories or industry, which is known to weaken Psi. It's also possible that Psi magic is somehow connected to Josapha, and that's why it's more effective in the Dreamsphere, since it's Josapha's domain. Next is Apollo and Dionysus. The mood meter in-game can swing to 2 extremes. Apollo, which represents self-awareness and meaning, or Dionysus, which represents being carefree and distracted. While being self-aware and searching for meaning seems good, constantly grinding for something will leave anyone burnt out and exhausted, while being constantly carefree will bring you nowhere and distract you from your true purpose. This is represented in-game as negative effects that take hold when Nashatra is too deep in either mood. While in Dionysus, she's at risk of draining her psi or tripping over air, and while in Apollo, slight falls can hurt her and she bleeds from the splinters earned from constantly working. To avoid these effects, she must stay balanced, working towards her goal while still having some fun. Next are the IAE and the Josepharian Theocracy. The Josepharian Theocracy is the Church of Josapha, the one god and creator of the Dreamsphere. They can be seen in Graveyard Sea, the Garden of Fulfillment, and in Infinite Silver. They aren't seen doing much in Frozen Soul, but it is worth of note that they have a complicated relationship with Fissure, as a note in Infinite Silver written by one of the priests describes how churches under new regimes don't close, but their teachings are perverted in order to align with what will help the regime, along with other notes calling Wee Gottman a barbarian and saying he's just another corrupt leader who is tricking the people. Another group closely associated with the Theocracy is the International Association of Exorcists, or the IAE. They have been known to investigate and handle unholy phenomena, such as the Red Cloud and Lesmosine Maelstrom, but they also investigate humans, as seen with Hailstein Riot, a detective and member of the IAE, who purposely runs into Nashatra after she wins the Baronesa pie hiking competition. It's also stated that he investigated a mafia member who survived the incident at the Great Center, as said by Unoya. That's everything you might want to know after your first session of Frozen Soul. If there's any mistakes that you caught, then please tell me. And huge thanks to the wiki, since it was my main source of everything I said. And to Strax E Soda on TikTok, since she made the thumbnail for this video. If you liked the video, then like and maybe subscribe. Do y'all see the shit I have to deal with? I have to listen to this fucking clown playing shit in my ear all day long. Never come back. Those were my exact words.
No.
Now that's brotherly love. Aw, so nice, boys.